Shoo, shoo. Double up.
Hey, champion.
Yes, sir. How you feeling today?
Beautiful Monday morning, man.
Top of the morning to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Let's get right into this thing, man. Crypto Warriors. Stagnation. It's your boy Brazen. And it's a beautiful Monday, man.
It is. It is.
You know? So I figured today, just to get things kicked off, right? What else is there better to do than to talk about the ultimate, okay, the future of society, Bitcoin. Like there's anything else we're going to talk about. This is incredible. But, okay, let's make sure we're live, by the way, before we just get rolling here and all of that crazy stuff, man. You know, once we start...
Can you imagine what happened Friday, man? We saw that coming, man.
What happened on Friday?
Jerome Powell with his big mouth.
Oh yeah, Jerome Powell, man. Listen, man. This is the exact reason why we need to change the way things are. Okay.
Hey, this is why with Bitcoin, man. Come on, that thing gives so much power to one person.
One person should not have so much power, man. The markets are just going to garbage all because of this, man. Let's say good morning to the people, man.
Good morning.
We have BK Crypto in the house already. Boom. Like clockwork, sir. We are in here. Wait, hang on. How about that? Yes, sir. Good morning. We're in here. We have Alipio Rodriguez. What's up, champion? Good morning to you. So here's the deal, man. What I would like for us to just do today, maybe just look at some data points. Obviously, we've seen sort of information that despite this bear market, we know that Bitcoin is still on the rise, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just all about everyone doing their part to make sure that Metaverse is about to explode. What do you mean by that?
Tell us more about it.
Tell us more.
Just change your topic out of nowhere. You're like, what?
Yeah.
What is
what is happening in the Metaverse, man? So, all right, check this out, man. By the way, over the weekend, right, talking about Bitcoin adoption, we went over to it was a church event, right? Would you say it was a church event or what?
It was a church putting together a Pan-African,
Pan-African event, right? And we went there to just teach people about Bitcoin, at least make them aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has to do their part, right, to further Bitcoin adoption. And, you know, we don't just talk about it here. We're also trying to do our part on the streets, okay? Boots on the ground, as they would say, to make sure that the people are learning about Bitcoin. So we went over there.
We are not Twitter warriors.
Yes, exactly. Hey, man, listen. I mean, you know, hey, man, listen, man. Sometimes maybe it's okay to be a Twitter warrior as well. You know, gather your group, get on Twitter, cry about how you want to run away from the government, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Some of us are just warriors, man. We charge headfirst into battle, as we're doing right now. All right, so we went over there and, you know, we spoke to people about Bitcoin and we got invited actually to another event. So we're going to be doing that. We're very excited about that as well.
September.
So, absolutely. And we encourage everyone to kind of do the same, man. Tell as many people as you can about, you know, the financial system, because most people who understand Bitcoin, we're into these crypto things, you know, have engaged in this, in a level of financial education for themselves. So the best thing you can do is tell everyone else.
Set the tone up the mic a bit.
My mic? Oh wait, hang on. Maybe I need to speak louder, man, because you know I have a low voice, bro.
Yeah, a soft voice for the ladies.
Hey, listen, man. It's that mother voice. You know what I mean? The baby voice is what it is. Hey, let's look at this here. So here's the interesting thing. Of course, last weekend, Bitcoin took a massive downturn after Jerome Powell hopped on there and gave his few words. We're currently trading at $19,900. I have a limit order at I think it's like 19,100, if that says anything. What we are looking at here is the 37 and 100 day moving average. As we can see, things are still trending down. TTM is down, and of course RSI is all the way down there by 36.78, which just means that Bitcoin is oversold, right?
Yep.
There are people who are still pushing this narrative that Bitcoin might make it to 10K. To be honest, I'm just kind of like in a neutral space right now. I don't want to get into it with anyone. Obviously, the 200-day moving average is something significant. As you can see, we are currently down below that 200-day average, below the 100-day moving average as well as the 50 and 20. So, I think there's a possibility of this going further down, right? I'm not too worried about it. We'll buy more.
Yeah. But it's currently facing a major resistance point or support point. So
Right.
might bounce back up.
And the last thing I'll show here before we move on just to the article and other data points which we would like to share with everyone this morning is this channel. We've been in this bearish continuation channel for a while now, and
the falling wedge.
A falling wedge, rather.
Hey, wait a second. This could be a point of accumulation because it looks like we've started to go sideways.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely going sideways for a while. A couple years ago, Bitcoin kind of just went sideways for almost was it a year or something like that?
Yeah, it's a whole year.
Yeah,
we were not in the space back then though. I wish we were.
Hey man, listen man, we're newbies, bro. We're newbies, but we're giving it our best. Is what I would say. We're giving it our best. So, let's look at this. There's an article which we saw actually. Let me share that here, and it was speaking exactly to this, to what we just showed you here. Bitcoin adoption continuing to grow despite Bitcoin being in a bear market right now. And this one is from Bitcoiners, right? So I'm going to read a little bit of this and then we'll look at the comments and we'll look at some other data points to support this. And not necessarily to support it, but it's supporting data, but it's also things that we have to ask ourselves, like, why is this happening, right? It's one of those things. So data shows exchanges have observed large amounts of Bitcoin leaving exchanges in the year of 2022 so far. Despite the downtrend, the crypto has experienced. I think that is supposed to be that crypto has experienced.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You see,
you're in your English, man. You'll be catching this to left to right.
Listen, I'm the English police officially. I doubt myself. It is what it is. Bitcoin, all exchanges net flow has been negative during the recent months, as per the latest report from Arcane Research. So yes, they looked at it as well. And Bitcoin saw the highest outflows since in June, since November of last year.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's good news. People are starting to get smart that you should not be putting your Bitcoin, specifically your Bitcoin, on exchanges, because all they're doing is just basically loaning it out and using it to make money for themselves.
Absolutely. So we see a chart here that just shows like these outflows and things like that. But we're definitely going to look at some other supporting data, right, on crypto Quant. Now, one thing I also ask myself, if the whole Terra Luna situation did not happen, right, and this is why I guess I was talking about, we should ask why is this happening. If the whole Terra Luna situation did not happen, would this have happened?
I don't think so. I think the power to be or the current powers are putting in their biggest fights, either through trying to get regulations put in place to protect their current turf, or finding ways to attack the way people invest in Bitcoin. So UST was a really good tool that people were using to invest in Bitcoin, and people stole their money in that during bear markets, and they figured, hey, why not attack that? And that was a weak point, and they took it out. So good for them on that. And for those of us that know what to do, we know to just stack, not just put it out there and call it yield farming or whatever you want to call it. Yeah,
absolutely, I agree. Well, let's look at some comments here before we go ahead and just show some other on-chain data. Because when you see these things, man, you have to go look at it for yourself.
Yeah.
Unless if the analysis platform is lying itself too, then you're SOL.
Yeah.
We have Alipo Rodriguez says, I was just watching STAKK morning update too. Look at that. He was watching the STAKK morning update. I'm here. Hey man, BK Crypto is the realest, man. Dude, I'm talking about like always in here, man. We appreciate you, brother. You know what I mean? Cool as ever. That's pretty dope. What's up, fellas? Gotta turn the mics up a bit. Oh, that's already there. By the way, can everyone hear us now? If you can hear us, man, just maybe drop a 1 or something like that to let us know. That way we know audio is good, right? I've been telling the people for 5 years, but it's a task. This is true. It's not easy to explain Bitcoin to people, dude. Now your audio is definitely gone, Double O. Wait, you're on mute.
Sorry, my fault. It took us an hour to get those people to understand it yesterday, man.
Yeah, it takes forever. We have L Debnam L. Good morning, gentlemen. Gratitude, respect, brother. Most def. pimp voice. Pimp voice. Hey, do I have a pimp voice?
You be talking too soft to them ladies, man.
Hey,
You be
man,
picking it up on the show.
It is the way that gravity is approaching the side of my neck, man. I can't, you know what I mean? It has to be on the same level all the time. That sounds stupid, but it is what it is. Adam Bailey, thank you for joining us, sir. He says KuCoin is doing an update on the 1st. I'm watching for a quick week, all right? I'm buying LUNC.
Luna.
What is LUNC? Is that Luna
Classic? Luna Classic, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
no, it's a good trade. It's a good trade. It's
Is
a
it?
good trade. If you want to trade and make money, yes. If you want to just buy it, definitely stay away.
Hey, man, listen, man, I can't knock that. You know, if you know it's happening and you see the opportunity, why not, man? Go for it. I'm just gonna stay away. You know what I'm saying? Because I've already been beaten once. No, I'll just leave it. I'll just let it go. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. I've already been beaten once, man. So I'll sit that one out. I'll be coaching you guys from the sidelines is what is going to happen. So we are now here on Crypto Quant, okay? And we can see here, just looking at some data points as to what is going on with the flow of Bitcoin, right? And we can see that the exchange flows, obviously, it was pretty steady for a while. It's definitely below 100K for the longest of times in September of 2021. Then once we approach March 2022, is this when the Terra Luna thing happened?
Yeah, I think folks will confirm that the Terra Luna situation started around March, May.
This is May, right? So May to March-ish, we can see that there was a massive spike in Bitcoin leaving exchanges. This is now self-custody. I guess you could say in some ways that event kind of forced people to, you know, start self-custodying their coins. And then we see another spike here in June. This is a good thing, right? People are taking control of their own Bitcoins. And hopefully this also means that they're also learning more and more about, you know, how Bitcoin works and things like that. So that is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think one of the lessons that we'll learn this weekend is that a lot of people just think of Bitcoin as money to be on exchanges. It's like buying or trading stocks. So they see the price action going down. They're like, oh, I'm just going to wait for an opportunity to buy. Like, Bitcoin is not that. Bitcoin is way more than that. And I think that was one of the biggest lessons learned for the folks that we spoke to this weekend. Absolutely.
It definitely is. The other thing that I will look at here is going to be just on the network status piece of this analytic platform here, CryptoQuant. We'll look at unspent transactions, right? So unspent UTXOs, if you will. This is Bitcoin that is just sitting in a wallet and not being used yet. And so you see that the UTXO count has been rising continuously. This is the 1 year chart. And you can see that over time, this has just been on a steady rise, which means people are hodling those Bitcoins, if I'm correct about that, right? So I think that is great as well for adoption.
Yeah, for sure. I'm over here responding back to Adam. He said Lunic was good for day trading. I'm like, yeah, I've been looking at the charts because I did lose a lot of money on that as well. But it looks good for sync trading, actually, as a matter of fact. If you want to get in, yeah. It's a lot of pump and dumps on that thing right now.
Hey, listen, man. You guys should. You guys are the trading warriors, man. And I applaud you guys for that. It's very strong, right? But yeah, Double O. Do you have some? I know you have some other info you're gonna share.
Yeah, man. So this is when I put in some juice, yo. So this is what we have going here. I'm not sure if you guys can see that real quick. So we have the abduction curve. This is when the technology curve, the technology hype cycle, the S curve. You know, those of us that do technology for a living. This is some of the things that you look at when a new technology comes out. So of course, Bitcoin is one of the biggest, best technologies that have ever been created, and this is the technology cycle or the adoption cycle. And basically, what you have is that you have the point at which the technology was created, and the point when everybody adopts it. And I just wanted to go through some quick pointers here. Number one is that where are we in the adoption curve? We are currently early adopters. So right now, if you're buying Bitcoin, if you know Bitcoin, if you understand Bitcoin, admit or accept yourself as an early adopter. Now, here's what happens with every adoption phase. The point between you go from your early adoption to your late majority sometimes goes really fast. Sometimes it's very, very slow and might take many years. Same thing happened to the internet. Same thing happened to the word processors. same thing happened to the operating systems that we have, and we have that kind of going on with EVs right now. That said, though, you know.
Sorry, would you zoom in, by the way, on your chart a little bit?
Yeah. Let me zoom in real quick. Zoom in. Is that good?
Okay, that should be.
I could do this as well, if that helps.
Well,
Take us off the screen.
Even better.
All right, even better. So yeah, so I'm not sure if you guys can see the screen really well on your phones or on your computers, but we are currently at the public awareness, education, and adoption phase, which is if you are an early Bitcoin adopter, we are kind of pushing as well to educate and get people to understand. Also create tools around the Lightning Network for people to start using the technology a lot more. The graph does predict this, though, that the developing countries, the poorer countries, are gonna get some wealth transfer because, as you all know, the U.S. dollar, in terms of the valuation to the developing countries' value of their currency, is a lot much lower. So what will happen now is that when developing countries can transact with the developing countries on Bitcoin, it's going to allow them to build their wealth a little bit much faster. And we've started to see that in some of the charts here. So as you can see, back in 2020, 2019, Vietnam was number one on the list. But what you see with this high inflation, everything going on around all these developing countries, is that you have countries like Nigeria, Vietnam, Philippines. You know, Turkey has one of the highest inflation rate right now. I think they're at 30-something% or so. So these are the countries that are adopting it. And look at US is right here. You know, 6% adoption, not too bad. But I think it would be great when the US is up at the 32 percentile. And I think that is coming soon. Reason why is that we have a lot of these big banks, you know, over time, 2020 to now, right? The adoptions of the big banks getting into Bitcoin. Look at that right there. Let me zoom in a little bit so that you guys can see what's going on here. Even the State Department is already considering. State Department has a embassy in almost every country on the globe. And if they're thinking of adopting Bitcoin, you probably want to start considering that as well. This is the chart that just shows all the big major companies and the big government organizations that have started to adopt Bitcoin. So the price action might be going down, but don't fall for that. The adoption is what you should be looking at. If the adoption is not going anywhere and people are still implementing Bitcoin and using it on their day-to-day, don't look at the exchange transactions, look at the technology, because that will tell you where that technology is going. Kind of similar to like buying Tesla. Folks like, oh, Tesla is not going anywhere. But the adoption of the Tesla was going up. Tesla has crashed multiple times, but each single time it comes back up. Same thing happened with Google back in the day. Same thing happened with Amazon back in the day. So don't fall asleep on Bitcoin, folks. Same here. You can see that in 2020, right? This is not just Bitcoin, this is the entire crypto space. You can see a big difference between 2020 and 2022. Even with the price going down, there is still increase in the adoption of people planning to invest in crypto. This is a good thing. If you're not there, if you have family members that still don't get it, have them come watch our show, have them subscribe to the Gentlemen of Crypto, and get a better understanding of why they need to be in the space now. Be an early adopter, because that is where the money is meant to be made. And lastly, I have this chart here. This chart here is just basically showing us the major companies. Like, you know what? You don't want to buy Bitcoin, but maybe you want to invest in a company that is vested in Bitcoin. Of course, Tesla is on the list. MicroStrategy is on the list. And then you have this other mining companies that are also on the list. I would not say to invest in Coinbase, but Coinbase is trying to be the bank of the future. They might get it done. I'm not sure if they am. This is not financial advice. But we are telling people to get their Bitcoin off exchanges. But Coinbase and Binance continues to be the easiest way to get an entry-level understanding of how to get into this space. And then once you get past that, you need to move on up to Gentlemen of Crypto and, of course, STAKK, to get a better understanding of how to better invest or on Bitcoin.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I think one of my favorite things about what you showed there was just the potential for increase in international trade, right? Once countries have that flexibility to trade with each other without going through other, how would you say, colonialist nations and things like that.
Yeah.
So there is definitely a great potential there. We're almost out of time, but let's look at some comments, right?
Okay.
And we'll close this one out here.
Yes, sir.
We have Adam Bailey. He says, once international settlement is handled in Bitcoin. I was just saying that. Yes.
Exactly.
Once international settlement is handled in Bitcoin, people are going to be scrambling. Yeah. And I think that'll probably start happening after the, like the big guys have kind of situated themselves and things like that. And they start pushing it out to everyone else. But we want to be ahead of them in this situation. Double up. This was a great one. We had 8:21. Today is the first day of school for your daughter.
Yeah, for my daughter. Yeah.
Oh man, how does that feel, man?
Scary, but you know what you gonna do.
It's okay.
It's life, man.
I remember when my parents dropped me off at school when I was just a puny infant.
It's a puny infant.
Yeah, it was basic. You know what I'm saying? All those kids around me, I was just like, what is wrong with y'all, man? You know, so
Get your act together. Stop crying.
yeah, exactly. You know, so I think she's gonna be like that. She'll be fine.
That was me and my twin brother, man. My twin brother was crying like crazy. I was like, dude, shut up, man.
Yeah, man, get it together, man. You're embarrassing us, man. Can't be doing this, you know. All right, well, this was awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for everyone for tuning in, man. Do not forget to like the video as well on your way out, right? And we look forward to chatting with you guys again, right? Next Monday, we should have another video dropping on Thursday as well. So do not forget to check that out. Until next time, and again, of course, we want to thank the gentlemen of crypto for giving us this opportunity, man, to do the show on their channel every Monday, right? We're always very grateful for that. We gotta be, expressive gratefulness. Well then, until next time, ladies and gentlemen. Brazen out.
Double O.